Hey, what's going on, FinTwit? Big day today. We've got the NCAA tourney. Let's go, Blue. You know who I'm pulling for. Sleeper to make a Final Four run? I think so. I think so. Uh, but then we've got the Fed ending QT, basically, right? Big happenings, big happenings. Oh man! So early on today, we've got Uranium, Homebuilders, Travel and Tourism, and the Mag-7 top five group right now. Yeah, if you guys want to talk about some various whatever stocks, just throw them in the chat. If you got some upset picks for the tourney, throw them in the chat. Let's go. We'll talk about that a little bit. And I think first we want to start off just level setting, kind of where we're at. So let me pull up this presentation here. Oh my God. Oh my God. When the tech doesn't work, no, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, here we go. We've got it. We've got it. First things up, oh boy, lots of talk about Trump's economic plan lately, how it's going to torch the economy, right? And I mean, there's contrary signals, there's propaganda, and then there's the economist, right? So we don't want to think Trump right now. Okay, we want to just kind of ignore this, maybe look into the opposite direction. So how do we do that, right? Media wants us thinking Trump, Trump, Trump. They know that'll get people to react. But what we need to do as investors, we need to think about Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary. The man has a plan. Is it going to work? Eh, we'll see. But it really depends a lot on their upcoming tax plan that they're trying to get passed. And they're trying to get it passed by, say, June 1st. So that's a couple months out. But moving forward, we need to think about this a little bit because the tax plan has incentives for increasing investment in capital equipment and building factories, like big incentives. And we're like, very, very divided government. Everyone, they're not getting along, right? You need some Democrats to hop the fence. And well, what did we have last week? Democratic Party popularity among Americans is so damn bad that even the mainstream media has to report on it. And according to an NBC poll, 27% of voters have a positive view of the party. And why that matters is like, that just means more of these Democrats, they see a sinking ship and they're way more likely to hop the fence and be like, look, I just want to do what's best for my constituents, boost the economy, bring jobs to my area. So it's a good thing we're going to have to keep an eye on. But, that's also, like we said, a couple months out. So there's a lot of time between now and then, right? But for now, I think some people are really picking up the scent here on this. And what happened lately is just the sellers have just disappeared in anything commodity. I mean, you see the copper chart; it's like near all-time highs again here, and all of a sudden, like just whether it's Freeport, Southern Copper, you name an industrial metal, the sellers just backed off. It's even happening in energy. The sellers are just like, we're not messing with this because the whole plan is like we're just trying to build our way out of this problem, right? So it means probably higher commodity prices. But we'll keep an eye on that. And moving on, we're going to talk a lot about Mag-7. You know, big happenings here. We've got Amazon first up, and you can see like we've had a lot of lines be busted, a lot of levels be busted, but Amazon testing the 2021 high here from above. Like it doesn't get much better in terms of a spot to like take a swing, right? But it needs to hold here. Obviously, like it might not. And then, oh boy, see, I messed up the chart deck. But anyways, the bigger picture view in the S&P 500 is, we've got a big divergence build for basically the last year, negative divergence, kind of unwinding. And the question is, how much more can it go? Because it could definitely keep going here. But, you look at last week's low, that's a nice firm RSI still, right? The momentum's firm, but big risk, between now and say a few months, like there's another leg of weakness, but we just don't know because I mean, we've had some nice breadth lately. We had what, almost back to back 90% up days, what, Friday and Monday. That was pretty good. A nice little reaction yesterday, but ultimately, I still don't have an intermediate term breadth buy signal here. So I mean, it's kind of interesting, but we got to stay on our toes. And then okay, intraday in the Nasdaq 100, we do have something to work with here, right? Higher low base. It's looking good. Um, we like to see that, and maybe it's just going to pop the higher low base to get up to see that 161.8 Fibonacci extension area, 20,660. Yeah, we've been talking about that a lot. That you could get a move back to there, and let's zoom out a little bit on that bad boy. Oh yeah, see that's 2024 summer high. Boy, it's a big area, right? And we want to see it back above that, but right now we don't have an uptrending market. We have at best a choppy market, possibly a bear market. You know, not the greatest, not the greatest. But then we do have, again, these other spots like Meta today. Boy, that was a nice little ripper in this morning in Meta, right? What did we get, like 5%? And yeah, it's because we had this confluence, the 200-day moving average right there, along with the extension from the 2021, 2022 bear market. You had that nice little confluence right there. You get the nice rip. I mean, it's a good start to hold above there, right? Because you want to say, hey, this low is going to hold. There is a path to this thing to target. The next target would be the mid 800s. And do we know how this is going to play out? No, no idea. But we do know, like, there is not any evidence anywhere. None of these companies are like, the AI is slowing down. If anything, the AI is speeding up. The build out is speeding up. So, like, you're not going to be, maybe the market unwind continues, right? Just because of flows, people have US stocks to sell. Makes a lot of sense. But in terms of like the actual fundamentals of what's going on behind the scenes, nothing there yet. And then, we have Microsoft holding in this mid 380s area. Boy, the thing that really stands out with this guy is you take new lows out from here. Where's the next support, right? It spent so much time here in this range. It's just, imagine that breaks lower, then what? But, for now, it's fine. Maybe the range just keeps ranging and you get a rip out of it. It could be. But below that, boy, oh boy. I don't know. I'm thinking if I was taking an upset sleeper pick for CEO firings, I would go Satya. But we'll see about that. And then you zoom in on the daily, like, yeah, nice bid in some of these mega cap names today and some of the tech the last week, but high beta versus low vol, it's still kind of a limp fish, right? It's just not really doing anything. It's stuck below the yen carry trade lows there. So, if you want to be bullish on these more risky tech names, like, we need to see that, because this is basically AI stocks versus freaking dividend stocks. And it's just, you would think we're going to push through because, like, kind of lots of bears, wash it out. Not seeing that at all at this point. And then, oh boy, we've got the China tech. Everybody loves the China tech these days, right? Oh my God, everyone's chasing Baba and all these things. What do we have on Baidu? Oh boy, I'll tell you what, this 95 area in Baidu, I've been thinking it was a hell of a reference area, but boy, it's just dancing around it. We'll see. Keep an eye on this Baidu zone right here in mid 90s. That's a good reference point for the day-to-day. But for now, there's a real chance China Tech ETF, the CQQQ, which, by the way, I don't think it has Alibaba in it, which is weird. But, oh well. It's got all the other data center plays in there. But yeah, this 52 area, this massive lid, it looks like it could be a rounding base bottom, right? And then it's going to break. And if it does, we're definitely going to want to hit these China tech names hard. But until that happens, there's risk here too. You never know. Trump, if he's trying to set the global economy on fire and things like they say, well, that would mean there's a giant hole of liquidity in the world, and it's just going to go from place to place to place, and money's just going to come out of wherever it can come out of, like China tech or Europe, these places that people have piled into. That's a possibility. So, keep an eye on that. And then, oh boy, is this excitement about China overdone? Is the U.S. definitely going to lose? We'll see, because, I mean, we've got the CQQQ versus NASDAQ 100 ETF QQQ right here. It's a big pivot area. I mean, I don't really have an opinion. It's just kind of an observation, but you can see how this would go either way, right? And, so while we're all excited about the China tech and piling into it, it's worth keeping an open mind, at least for this week. And then, oh boy, Boyd. You guys hear about Boyd? That's crazy. They've reduced their battery charging time, so it's similar to like the time it takes to fill your gas tank. That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty awesome. I mean, that's the type of thing that's going to drive more adoption, and we love it. What we don't love is the stock already priced it in. It's like somebody knew that was about to drop, and the stock's at this big extension target area right here around 110 in the US ADR. Now there's a couple of these ADRs, but I think the right one is BYDDY. That's more liquid than the BYDDF. But yeah, it's right here at this kind of target area. So it's like, we're all excited about the, Boyd, overtaking Tesla and all those things. Let's just be patient. Patience pays, right? And yeah, if the market keeps selling off, I mean, clearly, I don't know, it looks like a winner to me. Big 4-year base breaking up, like it's going to win in time. That's awesome, right? But give it some time. And then we have the emerging markets. That's a big area there in the emerging markets. What do we think, guys? Is this thing going to pop? Is this going to break out? Because I could see it either way. Yeah, could be a bottom, could be a brick wall resistance. We're kind of selling off here. We're kind of selling off just like the CQQQ. That would be very interesting turn of events because I think people are bullish, all of these things. But, we'll have to see. And then next up, oh boy, after last week's stream, it was funny. I was on Twitter because I'm like, all right, we have to share the streams. We got to be social, do all these things. And, yeah, I noticed a lot of jokes about, Trump's policy is obviously failing because, yields are no longer going down. Well, it's like, let's have some context here, right? Yields did fall from 4.8% to 4.1% in the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield in 2 months, which was pretty good, right? And then, while some of these German yields, Japan, all these yields are ripping, this thing kind of just barely went up. Very interesting, right? And then this morning we have yields breaking down. So it's like very interesting. Keep an eye on that recent high area. You can see like back to 2022, that 4.3, that was the market lows, right? And what was it, October 22? Yeah, this 4.3 area, and then you've got the downtrend, that was temporarily broken last winter. So right in that 4.3, 4.4 area, I think if you wanted to be long like a TLT or something like that, keep an eye on this chart, copy this chart, paste this chart, keep an eye on that area. I mean, super simple area to shoot against. And then, there is a little bit of an intraday fade here. Yeah, nice intraday fade in the TLT. Okay, so maybe it rips higher. Then it's like, okay, never mind. Rates are going higher, right? And that leads us to, oh man, I want to hear what you guys think about this one. This Homebuilders ITB, boy, we thought we had that nice little fake breakdown a couple weeks ago. It makes new lows last week. It breaks down. And then today it's right back at the spot, right back at the area, trying to reclaim that zone. It's one of the more interesting charts out there. I would say the fundamental analysts are like, you've got to be kidding me. You do not buy this damn thing. We'll see. I mean, it's all about the price, right? Like, who knows? Oh, housing market's a house of cards. Well, it might be a house of cards for another 9 months. So we'll see. Because you look at Homebuilder Lennar, one of the big names out there. Boy, this thing is just taking a beating. The stock's lost, a third? With $70 from the last September high? Big beating. And then even just so far year to date, most of these new lows are just met with nice bullish RSI divergence. I mean, could this thing be turning the corner? Absolutely. Is it? Great question. I tend to trust the maths and say, yeah, we're turning the corner. But like I said, that ITB, messy, and not all the home builders look like this. So it could be, maybe it's something specific. We just don't know. And all right, I think that pretty much wraps up the presentation here, but I do want to get a couple more we got here. What games do we have starting the NCAA tourney off? Oh boy, we got Louisville versus Creighton. Okay, how did Louisville get an 8 seed? I mean, like they made it to the ACC championship game. They were number 2 in the ACC, right? That seems a little low, but I don't know. I like Louisville. We'll see how it goes. I like Louisville, maybe even a Sweet 16. Oh, and then the next game we've got High Point versus Purdue. Don't know about that. Don't know about no High Point. I heard that it's a high variance game. So, whatever that means. It means High Point, maybe they can pull a sneaky upset, but who knows? And then we've got Montana, Wisconsin. Wisconsin looks legit. They got a couple NBA players on that squad, bigs who can shoot. And then a couple 1 and 16 seeds. Yeah, probably not going to bet on that upset. McNeese State, Clemson. McNeese's coach just left announced he's leaving a day before the tournament. But you got to respect him for it to just get it out there. So yeah, McNeese, not too bad. Ooh, VCU, BYU, that's the game to watch, right? Oh boy. I'm thinking that's gonna be. I got some money on VCU, but I like BYU too. So, All right, so let's get into the chat. Okay, how do we feel about Amazon and Google relative to the rest of the Mag-7? Wow, that is sweet. What a great question to kick off with. Let's look at it because Amazon, definitely like the Amazon compared to the rest of the Mag-7 because it's just a matter of it's just a low risk new long here, right? If you're going to try and take a long, right? It's one of the low risk ones. And then but let's go Google versus Mags. Let's see what we have here. Interesting. I didn't know it was stuck below a 200-day moving average. You can say that's kind of trying to form a bottom here, huh? Yeah, it's trying. It's trying. Above a higher low. I think I'll take Amazon over Mag-7 though, right? Amazon relative strength. Well, shit, that doesn't look that great either. But low risk entry, we like it. The lower the risk, the better in this tape where we're at these days, right? Like, I think that's a way to go. So Ray Mindville, shout out to you. Great question. Great observations here. Trying to get a little defensive in the coming months and weeks. And I like these names. Yeah. I mean, Google, the Google, did we pull up the Google? No, we didn't pull up the Google yet, but it's similar to these other ones, that 152. Look at that 150 area from that 2021 high. That's a real nice confluence there. I don't know. We didn't get there, right? It's interesting. You thought it was going to get there post that whiz news, but it just filled the gap. Interesting. So people kind of rushed in to buy the dip, and they kind of have a good reason to do so. But, get closer to that 150, then you're really that's a real nice defensive, low risk kind of mindset there. So, Amazon probably over Google just at the moment, but I like where your head's at because we do need to be careful about every dollar we risk. All right. And then Dark Soul, my man, Dark Soul, he had a great call out last week. What's going on, Dark Soul? Let's go Eton. What do we have this week? Eton Pharmaceuticals. Oh boy. Do we have some divvies on this boy? Let's see. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, they really keep coming. I would say like the pharmaceutical names have been catching some selling. So kind of worried about that. And it's stuck below the 50-day moving average. It's a pass for me. Pretty easy pass. But, you pop back above 16. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. And then we have KVL Sam, if that's how you say it. Maine. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, Main Street in Maine. Okay, yeah. All right, that's an interesting name. I don't know this one. Don't know this one at all. Stuck below the 50-day moving average. You got a top in there. It just looks like a lot of people are trapped. You see, there's a lot of distribution lately, right? Not a fan. Get it above that 50-day moving average. Maybe we'll talk, but it just seems like there's a lot of people selling this one above, right around here and above. Just looks like it's being sold. We've got Joe investing. Hey, Okay, we like simple names that we can pronounce. We love this. QBTS. Was this D-Wave? Oh, yeah, D-Wave. Oh, they've achieved quantum supremacy. How do you not love that? The stock is definitely the supreme quantum name. Yeah, hanging above the gap here. You notice that gap from January. That's pretty nice. Yeah, it does. It looks a lot like there's some selling here, but I don't know. Let's see if the relative strength can continue because, like, why not? Why not? But I imagine there's just still people selling, and now at this point, you do have like the momentum followers, right? The algorithms kind of working in your favor. It's a big war going on. We like that the RSI intraday is not getting oversold, right? That's nice and firm. That's kind of like what we want to see here. You know, don't hate it. Don't hate it. Probably I'm not going to take it. Not right now. Let's see. Pindis7 wants to talk about Coinbase. Hell yeah, let's talk some Coinbase. What do you think, guys? The QT, they rolled back the QT pretty aggressively, so it's time to just get in on the cryptos. I mean, I don't know. Doesn't look like it's time to get into Coinbase. My God. Oh my God. What a painful existence this thing has been. You know, I tried buying a dip here, and you know, the levels don't work, the lines don't work. Nothing worked, but 176. It's a good level. You can see that November low, right? The pre-election low. It's a good level to shoot against, but boy, it looks like it does not look good. It does not look good. If anything, I might be trying to, oh man, you see intraday, that's so far, it's just, you got this range and now it's just basing under the range. That's a no-go. That's bad. Maybe puts, but it's tricky, right? Because we do have all this bearish sentiment is just pretty notable. And then Corey Cold, okay, hopefully I said your name right. RYCEY. I don't even know what this is. Was this Rolls Royce? Rolls Royce. Oh man, look at that thing. I mean, is that cars or is that war machines? I guess it's war machines, huh? Man, what a move here. But at this point, yeah, holy crap. Look at that. What a move. What a move. 10x from the 22 low. Not bad. Even more. At this point, no, trade's over. And then Profit 95. Let's go. Canadian Pacific. Okay. No. Oh. Much respect to Profit 95. A freaking railroad. Now we got someone who's really grinding it out. I like it. I like it. All right. Let's zoom this in a little bit. So a lot of negativity about the rails with, you know, all the tariff talk. Ultimately, it's a commodity bull market. People are going to be building. Actually, the weekly, we like that weekly RSI, nice and firm. You got a nice little low area. Boy, does it seem like it's going to hold up? I don't know, but you know, 72 gives you something to shoot against for now, right? Otherwise, you know, you can see how this is not going to go well. Like, starting to lose momentum. You had the fake breakout earlier in the year. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Going to be some sellers in the mid 80s no matter what. Kind of a tough deal. Kind of a tough deal. But for now, not dead yet, I think is one way to say it. But, you know, there's so many stocks that are like this where it's just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. We can do better. It's unfortunate because it's like you do see the path for economic strength, but it's just not showing up. And then we have Lardan. Lardan. Hopefully that's your name. Hopefully that's your name. Neo. Oh boy, Neo. Neo Corp. Oh, we want Neo Corp. Okay. What is Neo? Oh boy. Okay. Downtrend broken. We like kind of. It's trying to base. You have some nice accumulation of late. It's trying to hold in around 160. Take that 160. Sure. Shoot against that 160. Not bad. Not bad, but let's see what this guy is. You hate these probable SPACs, right? These probable SPACs. Oh boy. Well, it trades like a SPAC, doesn't it? It trades like a SPAC. All right. Yeah, no. That's a no for me, dog, but you know. A lot of sellers above 2, 3. but some support again around 160 if you really want to. If you really want to. Come on, is it at least robotics? Is it at least robotics? Give us something. Give us something. Oh, even better. Development of mineral deposits. Oh, super alloy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, and it's in Nebraska? Okay. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this. I like it. I like it. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it can turn the corner in these last couple of minutes because again, like let's just pop on Southern Copper here. Yeah, you know, you've had these like the sellers just dried up immediately in the commodity stocks, but now we've got, you know, their Southern Copper is a great example, right? Top of the range. You got the 200-day there. It's kind of broadening out. Like what's going on? It's kind of like just going crazy right now. Like we're trying to understand what's going on weekly. You know, a lot of potential on the weekly if it really wants to, and we're going to learn more, a lot more in these next couple of weeks. All right, Trader N. Thoughts on oil? Hell yeah, let's talk some oil. What do we have today? Oil trading. Yeah, oil green with the US dollar. You love to see it. You love to see it. Yeah, I think it's pretty much status quo here. WTI, right? The 65 area, right? Pretty good floor to shoot against. Eventually, we're going to just run a little dry on the oil. Long term, this thing is still fine. The momentum's still fine. Is it going to go higher? Don't know. Is it a good area to buy a little bit and see maybe it's going to flip? Sure. All right. Next up, we've got Simmer 20. Oh, wants to talk about. All right. We got TQQQ. We've already covered that, but we've got net. Let's go net. Let's go net. Let's check in on the net. Okay. So we talked about last week with Howard, the big pivot. You know, there's a little pivot line here. You know, you lose what? Jesus, 35% of your stock value in a month or two, right? You know, when else are you going to take a shot? So yeah, you got the area there, but boy, it is just tough slog because it's so damn expensive. And then next, Spotify. Let's look at Spotify. Yeah, now we like Spotify, right? Because, well, one, it's an awesome product. Two, it's a great podcasting platform, way better than Apple. Way better than Apple. Also, what people like most is the cash flows, right? Nice cash flows. We want the cash flows these days. Basically, I don't know if I have any stocks that are like, you know, they're not heavy on cash flows. They're low on the earnings, right? They don't have the cash flow. Yeah, the market prefers the cash flows these days. So, you know, we like the Spotify. However, holy shit, right? This stock, I mean, what is that? Look at that, 69 to 650 in a couple of years. Boy, it's a hell of a run, right? It's a hell of a run. Let's zoom in again. It's one of these ones. It's like, okay, we had that big gap up. It kind of lost the gap. It's tried to recover it. We got a little bit of a gap fill here. That's interesting. Late February gap fill, like bears are shooting against that. People are shorting this thing against that, and basically, you want to see that gap taken out here. We want to see new highs. Otherwise, this is a no-go. Watch your back. It's definitely one to keep an eye on, though. Nice market tell there. And then we've got EV Go Fan. I wonder who EV Go Fan wants to hear about. What do you think, guys? What do you think, chat? Oh, my God. Okay, EV Go Fan. Let's go. Okay. You'll like it. You'll like to see a nice little downtrend break there. That's better than nothing, right? Ultimately, let's back out of this. See what else we've got going on here. Oh boy, that looks a lot worse, doesn't it? That looks pretty terrible. Yeah, that's going to be an easy no for me. But I don't hate that. If you're trying to do like a short-term trade, I mean, I guess it's just going to be a miserable experience probably. So, you know, if you're looking to just be quick, and you can get a couple more days higher into that 50-day. Okay. If you're thinking longer term, you think you've got a longer term edge, sure. But if you don't, you're not certain you have like a longer term edge. Not great. Not great. Oh man, people want to know about the qubits again. D-Wave Quantum, yeah. I mean, it's a good one. DV 1988. Shout out 1988. Let's go. We've got another one who wants to talk about. Ooh, Williams Sonoma, not bad, not bad. Let's make sure we get the, yeah, okay. So we've got, this is not a bad like spot. I mean, spots don't mean anything in this market, right? We've had a lot of good spots that just turn into a fancy way to lose money, right? So no, you know, yeah, like right here, I guess you could say, hey, this 200-day is going to hold up. This area above this prior base is good. I'm not doing that. I'm not. It's to be fair, I'm not buying too much these days, right? We got to be really picky, but keep an eye on it for sure. Anytime you can see a little bit of strength, but I think the problem right now is on a lot of these earnings gap downs, we're just seeing people like, this is my opportunity to get in. And they're just snapping up all these news events really quickly. And all they're doing is filling gaps and nothing more. We don't want to see gaps filled. We want to see gaps blown through, destroyed, left in the dust, right? That's where we're trying to go. All right, next up, M Chromatic. We've got CyberArk. Let's go. CyberArk, high quality name, high quality company. That's right where you've been wanting to be. I think we've recommended it for the last year in Rotation Report Premium, and boy, might be time to issue a sell. What do you think? No, they're right in the sweet spot of cybersecurity, but that last what do you think? That January, February run, that looks a little blow offish, doesn't it? Yeah, for now, I think we have to assume just based on this. Let's see, what do we have here? Did the MACD? Oh, the MACD is trying to go positive. Yeah, I have to imagine it's just there's sellers into this rally, just like most expensive stocks, most of these things. But no, if it keeps going, gets back above that 50-day, again, that'd be nice. That would be a pretty positive sign. Yeah, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. It's one of the best. Top three fundamentals in the cybersecurity space, probably, maybe even more. Commvault's another one, and then I know people like that Checkpoint. We've got ADMA next up. Dutch Troll with ADMA. What's going on, Dutch Troll? Boy, oh boy. Look at that nice little recovery lately. Yeah. So anybody know anything about this guy? Because I think it's like plasma, right? Like whatever it is, it's great. You love to see it hold that 200-day. Wish I would have known about this one 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, right? No, it's tough up here. Sellers at 21, probably 2021, right? Just over and over again. Boy, just tough sledding. Lazy Dog Capital, coin, buy when ugly. Well, yes. If you buying ugly, you buying coin. That's for sure. No doubt about it. And then Shadow 211's got NU, New Bank. Oh my God. I tried with this guy. Look at this thing. So the big question here is, over the last year, we've had a big failed breakout in the above 12, 13, 14, basically. Look at this thing. Nice base. Is it a base? Is it a top? What do you guys think? I would love to know, but we'll keep an eye on that February gap. What is that, 13s? Keep an eye on that February gap. I'd be more likely to buy this thing above 15. But if you think you've got a read on it, excellent. You could be right. It could be a big deal. It could be a huge entry. But for now, I don't know. Could be this nasty top. Could be. They are selling risk. They are selling the expensive stocks with impunity. But definitely a couple months away from a big trigger. If you want to catch like a really meaty. If you think it's just it does sound like a high quality growth company. I really don't know it that well, but that's the brand of it. So we'll see. But yeah, keeping an eye on this one, definitely long term, because that could be huge winner or not, or a huge loser. We'll see. Oh, Lardan. Good. What's up, Lardan? Yes, Neocorp is all permitted, shovel ready, waiting on financing. Okay. Hell yeah. Okay, see now, so obviously Lardan knows what's up. He knows what's up. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you've got the fundamental edge and you got a nice little risk reward area to shoot against, lower risk, I mean, yeah, why not? Why not have some faith in your, put some money behind your work, it's admirable shit. Oh, and let's look at the home builders. Okay, home builders slipping back below that level, man. Man, if it's not the home builders, then what is it? What is it, really? Oh, and it just ran into the 21 day too. Okay, not looking great. All right, let's see what else is going on today. Big losers of the group. We've got airlines. Airlines. Worst group of the day. Mm, Yeah, I think I think for now, right? We've got that tax plan possibly turning things, the tide turning in a few months, but long time between now and then, and all these economic prints are like, yeah, we need some clarity on tariffs, on this, on that, unless you're AI, of course. Uh, you know, let's see, what do we have intraday? Let's zoom in on this guy. Yeah, oh boy. Soon as you get your first little bounce attempt, and sellers in the 53 and a half in the airlines, man. But intraday momentum's fine. So we'll keep an eye on it, but man, it's a tough market, isn't it? And loser group number 2 on the day, cybersecurity. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. What do we make of that? I mean, I think it just goes back to the cyber arc, right? Look at this. Does that not just look like just a massive blow off rally here? And then look at that, 67 acting as resistance, big old resistance zone in there. I mean, sure, uptrend still, and we'll see how rates go, but just seems like blow off top, reactionary bounce. Now what? It's a good question. Hard to be that optimistic at this point. Ooh, Tesla. All right, let's go Tesla. What do we have here? Oh boy. Yeah. We had that line. We can just draw that imaginary line around 220, right? Still holding that pivot low. MACD is trying to go positive, but man, I mean, you'd think it's time to buy when Tampon Tim is talking shit about you, but so far it's no go. All right. Next up, steel. Big old loser group of the day. Yeah, we're interested in the steel. Boy, everyone's got steel. Everyone's producing steel. They all want to nationalize their steel production, etc. All the protectionism in the world. Boy, I think we're going to have to be bearish here, right? Big rip to prior resistance. You got the 200-day coming in. Not looking so great. Let's try to find something better. Okay, uranium. URNM. It's just the miners, right? Okay, so we're seeing all sorts of, I feel like we're seeing hints that people know, like somebody knows that these headlines for accelerating nuclear plant builds and, easing permitting requirements for uranium mining, like all these things are coming down the pipe. I think the market is sniffing that out, but it is tough with these stocks. It is tough with these stocks. So I mean, you got to get it back above 37, right? Otherwise, no, just a downtrend, just a classic downtrend, right? Nothing to, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. It's just, but there for now, just nothing to like. Just risk, the risk management side of it leans towards the bears, and it's just a brutal, nasty, disgusting thing. All right, what do we have for the best stocks of the day? What do we like? Top of the board, Red Lobster. Let's go Red Lobster, right? Darden. Oh, not too bad, but again, sellers around. Sellers are everywhere you look, basically. That's the name of the game. Nice uptrend, though. I mean, considering everything else going on in consumer, right? Like, this is great. This is great. And who doesn't love Red Lobster? Oh, J-Bill. Okay, now we're turning it around. Again, they just reported earnings this morning, catching a nice pop. The AI is just outweighing every other sagging part of their business. They're like, yeah, well, EV is kind of weak. Nobody wants the EV apparently, but AI is hot. It's hot. And it just keeps beating estimates. And they've said it again. They're not seeing any slowdown. They don't know what anyone's talking about. Why do people act like there's an AI slowdown? Speaking of that, we look at Celestica. Boy, this thing has been trading nice. Let's look intraday here. You had this low area around 88, 85, right? And then we had a fake break of that a couple weeks ago. And this was the first hint that, hey, maybe we're going to get off the mat here. You had a nice little divergence. Look at that divergence. Look at that. Nice little divergence into the low. And then the last week or so, we've had this range. Look at that range develop off the low above this old low around here. I mean, it's acting pretty great. I know it's running into the 21-day moving average today, but this thing's been acting as constructive as one could ask for at this point in any of these groups. So if you're wondering like, hey, if we do get some selling from here, and you're like, oh man, how is this AI trade holding up? Celestica, there we go. That's our tell. That's one of our guys right here. It's one of the hottest. I mean, zoom this thing out. Go ahead, zoom it out. Oh, look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. This thing, yeah, trading at 10 a couple years ago. Pretty incredible rally. And you notice that key low that we had formed right here at this tech bubble high, 87. So, I mean, you got a big level to watch. You got a nice little structure trying to build here. You know, what's not to be optimistic about, if other than, the broad environment. All right, what we got? Ooh, Kava having a nice day. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, big bounce here from that 72 low. That key, look at that key area. It's a nice area to shoot against. It's been a bloodletting, right? You've had all these funds blow up, these pod shops they call them, right? They're just over levered, all the momentum names, which helped to get this giant rally in the first place, right? That's the big risk right here, right? You've got all these funds in these names. They've kind of blown up. Are they done blowing up? I mean, in just over a year, the stock went from 29 to 170. I mean, this is the story of the market that people aren't talking enough about, is all these stocks that just, they get caught up in these momentum trades and these momentum funds and these algorithms, and it's just out of control. So, great area to shoot against there. Prior resistance from last summer's mid-90s, upper mid-90s, right? So, a little bit of room there. And maybe you get a little confluence up to 110 if you're lucky. If you're feeling lucky, maybe, So, seems pretty washed out for the moment, but the question is, do the sellers come back? Probably, right? All right, one more to wrap it up. What do we have here? What do we think? Big one. We want a big winner. Leave on a positive note. We've got, oh man, there's just not like what? Okay, we're looking. Not really loving it. 5 below. Bloom Energy. Let's leave on Bloom Energy. Okay, now this one. What do you think? You think the power AI bull market's going to persist? This guy's a good one. Had that big downtrend break right there. There is going to be some resistance in the mid-30s. It's kind of a pricey stock, but they are doing they're doing alternative power sources for data centers because they can't get the permits. They can't get the energy hooked up fast enough. They offer a little solution. It's kind of like a generator, but like hydrogen fuel cell type deal. They're selling like hotcakes. They love them. They can't get enough of them. But the question is, has it run too far, too fast? When's this little range going to break up? So keep an eye on this range. Keep an eye on the space. Looking good. Might need some time. And if we're lucky, this market keeps selling off. Maybe just buy it around the 200-day moving average. That's kind of the ideal goal. Maybe the 200-day catches up to 20 or something, and we get a chance to buy it at some point. Yeah, I don't know. Looks pretty good long term, but maybe not for now. And all right, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully your team makes it to the Final Four. Your bracket does not get busted. And until next time, friends, have a great day.